Hi guys, welcome back to Flappy Bird episode 4. So if you play the project right now, we see we have pipes, we even have a death animation. But before we get started, let's add a few tweaks. For example, if I die right here, the death animation doesn't look very good, right? It feels as if our bird hit his nose on the ground. So to fix this, what we can do is in the player sprite, under death animation, you can repeat until your Y position is less than negative 170. Or we can even try negative 180. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So now, let's add some few effects. And what we can even do is add an end screen in this video. But before that, let's add a few effects. Make a new sprite, call it effects. Okay? I'm going to add an effect where wherever the bird jumps, there will be like a particles that pop up. So I'm going to do particles. Make a circle. And then using this tool, I'm going to make a circle like this. Make sure this is centered. Actually, okay. Okay, make a new circle. Okay. And then do the same thing. And now, I'm going to turn this a bit transparent. So, and then this one is going to be a bit darker. So let me just do that. Okay. Then get rid of the outline. Okay. Turn it smaller. There we go. This may not look like the best effect, but when you set the ghost effect, it'll look even cooler. So, one green flag clicked, hide, okay. And then what you're going to do now is, when I receive start in a forever loop, what you're going to do is make a list called particle positions. Make sure it's for all sprites. So forever, if length of particle positions is greater than 0, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to item 1 of particle positions in your X, and then item 2 of particle positions for your Y. And then you're going to create a clone of yourself, and then you're going to delete 1 of particle positions, and then 2 of particle positions. But keep 1 because everything will shuffle up. Okay? And then, when I start as a clone, you're going to show, and then you're going to set ghost effect to 65. See, it looks cooler. And then with a repeat, I'm going to use a repeat. So first of all, set this to 60. And then I'm going to use a repeat 20. What this will do is, I'm going to change ghost effect by 2. After you do that, it's going to be fully faded out. And then I'm just going to delete this clone. So, what you're going to do now is, you're going to add X position and Y position to particle positions. Before the weight. But when you receive setup, you're always going to delete all of particle positions. Okay? So let's test this out. Let me just hide the list. See, it looks cooler. But to make this even cooler, what we can do is, we can actually change the size of the particle. See, it looks cool. I died. Okay. But now what we're going to do now here is, when I receive game over, you can stop other scripts in this sprite. And just delete this clone for now. Okay, now let's get to the title screen. What you're going to do now is create a new sprite called title screen. Now I'm just going to make a title screen for our Flappy Bird game. Okay, gonna turn this a bit more red. I'm gonna duplicate this, and then I'm going to, while holding holding Alt, make this same thing, but with a outline of 12, and then I'm just going to increase the brightness. I'm actually going to lower the outline to 5 and make the inner box a bit smaller. Okay. And along with that, I'm going to turn the outline outline, to a reddish color with a higher brightness. There we go. And now let's call it Flappy Bird. Okay. Call this title. When green flag clicked, I'm going to hide it. Same thing when I receive setup. And then what I'm going to do is when I receive game over, I'm actually going to set size to 5%, and then in a forever loop, I am going to do if not if, I'm just going to change size by a subtraction operator of 100 minus size multiplied by 0.2. Let's just see if this works for now. Oh yeah, it won't work right now. We need to show it. There we go, it worked. I'm just going to have it go to 0, 0. At the beginning. So if I just die right now, there you go, it shows. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to move this a bit higher. And then what I'm going to do is actually get rid of that. Called click anywhere to restart. Alright. And this will be in white. Down here. And then it's going to be a rectangle. In the back layer, I'm going to turn it a bit reddish color. And what I'm going to do is give it a bit more outline as well. And I'm just gonna actually change the title because this actually looks better. And that's actually the progress of creativity. Because the more you do stuff, the more ideas you'll get. And that's how you can improve. So this looks actually pretty good. So let's just see if this works now. There we go, it worked. Let's try one more time. There we go, it works. I'm just going to turn this bottom one a bit smaller. I don't know how that happened. So I'm just going to turn this a bit smaller. Okay. Turn the text a bit bigger. There we go. Okay. And now what you're going to do here is if mouse down, then broadcast, setup, and then you're done. And I'm just going to stop this script. See, it starts all over again. But what happens is that we still have some clones for the pipe. So we're just going to not delete this clone, but when I receive set up, you're going to delete this clone. Okay, now let me just mouse down. It worked. See, it works. Another thing that we can do to make this a bit more interactive is if touching mouse pointer, you're going to change size by the same thing, but turn this into 120. Another thing that we can do is when we start their game, we can set our Y position to a bit higher to make it easier for the player to not die right as we start the game. And I'm just going to turn this restart to start. Because what we're now going to do is we're going to get rid of this and broadcast game over. But whenever we do that, our player still does our death animation. So what we can do to stop this is just simply hide the player at the beginning, and then when you receive start, show the player. Amazing. So if you just die again, it works. So that's it for this series. I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.